Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here for a brand new How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2004 Transformers Energon Scorponok. Now, those of you who are familiar with the name Scorponok, you will recognize that name from the Beast Wars series as one of the treacherous Predacon characters. And for those of you who are a fan of the live-action movies, you will actually recognize the name Scorponok as the Scorpion from the first and second movie, who was partnered with Blackout, which was the MH-53 helicopter in the movies. So in addition to Scorponok's Scorpion mode, he actually has a secondary vehicle mode and where he turns into a jet. I'll show you guys how to transform him into that before we turn him into his alt mode. But for right now, what I want to do is I actually want to go over a couple of features that Scorponok has while he's in his Scorpion mode. So if we bring him in for a close-up, the first thing you'll notice right here on the front is he's got these two little pincers, or not pincers, like little teeth or something, or fangs. I think that's kind of interesting considering the fact that they don't do anything. It's still a nice little attention to detail given the fact that he does turn into a giant scorpion. In addition to that, if you look at the claws that he has as arms, they're all set on double set hinges, and if you actually pull on the claw itself, it will actually extend, which will make the thumb open up. And then if you look right in here, you'll see that there is a cannon, and this is on both sides. And if you actually push right back here, you can actually push those cannons up into position. Although, if you look, it almost looks like the claw kind of gets in the way of that projectile, so I don't know exactly how that would work. And then, in addition to that, he's got this little claw blade on the outside of his claw or his arm, whatever you want to call it. And all that really does is it just kind of swings out a little bit, just to kind of give it a little more of an edge. It's got that really cool serrated edge right there, which I think is pretty cool. Got the little hook right back here to, I guess, skewer and hold on to his prey or whatever he wants to do. Go ahead and put that back. And then you'll notice that there is actually a little cockpit or a wheelhouse, whatever you want to call it, built into his Scorpion mode. If you actually come up here to his tail, this can actually lay all the way flat, just like an actual Scorpion if you want. Hang on. And as you can hear there, you got some sound effects. Like you can lay this flat like a traditional Scorpion would be if he's not feeling threatened or anything like that. And then, of course, you got the sound effects. And then if you come up here, you'll notice that this piece right here, even though it's got a minicon peg on it, it doesn't actually need a minicon to attach to it. But if you slide it back, you get two cannons that flip out, and then you get a neat firing sound effect, which I think is pretty cool. And then push that back. And then, of course, we got like a little tow hook or stinger right there on the end of his tail, just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to transform him into his jet mode, and then I will show you how to transform him into his alt mode. So for jet mode, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take his tail and we're going to lay it all the way flat, just like this. And then we'll fold up the hook on the end of it, his stinger on the end of his tail. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to flip him over and we're going to take his legs, flip him over to the side. This piece right here will actually become his hip for his alt mode. Go ahead and click this all the way around. So that way the legs are now on the top of his Scorpion mode. So we'll go ahead and flip that around just like that. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to look, if you look right here, this gray piece, and this is right here is actually going to be the foot for his alt mode. There's actually a hinge right in here. So what we'll do is we're actually going to flip that off to the side just like that, because that is actually going to be like a little, become like a little jet, thruster for his jet mode. And we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing on that side. That's virtually all you have to do for his legs. Now this next part can be tricky, especially if your figure is a little older. I actually have had this issue with 2 other Scorponok figures that I had. Thankfully, I haven't had it with this one, and I'm really hoping I didn't just jinx myself, so knock on wood. All right, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and separate right here on the front, just like this. Here, let me move this back down out of the way. I apologize. There we go. All right, so you'll see that this is actually on a double set hinge, just like this right here. This piece right here is notorious for breaking. I have broken these pieces so many times it's not even funny. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and actually fold his leg out straight, just like that. And then we'll bring this down to the side just like that. And then fold this back up so it lines up just like that. So you fold this completely out straight. This is the front of his Scorpion mode. Fold this out straight and bring it back up just like that. And that's all you have to do with that. So now we'll go ahead and bring these back up. And then one other thing you'll want to do is go ahead and take his arm, go ahead and give it a 180-degree turn and fold it down just like that. So that's what he should look like when we get him situated. So we'll fold this out to the side, and then we'll fold this hinge back in just like that. And we'll turn his leg around. We'll bring this back up and fold that out straight and flip that down. One thing you can do, I think it's entirely optional if you want to, is you can actually bring these out just to kind of give him a little more of a menacing look for his jet mode. I really don't mess with it. I usually just keep it in just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and flip him over. And like I said, this whole section will have to be straight, and you'll have this hinge right here. So what you'll do is you'll flip this all the way around just like this. And then what we'll do is we'll take the hinge that's right here. We'll flip that down and then flip this. I know it keeps making noise and it's starting to irritate me. Sorry. And then we'll take this hinge right here and we'll flip this up into its position here. And then there's a hole right here and a pin right here. And then on the other side, the hole is on this and then the pin's in here. Go ahead and set those in and click those in. And mine is not wanting to click into place for some reason. But basically, there's Scorponok's jet mode. That was kind of a sloppy transformation. I'm very sorry. But there is Scorponok's jet mode, more or less. Honestly, I have no idea what they were going for here because I don't think he really looks very good as a jet. If they had maybe tried to give him some other type of third alt mode as a triple changer, I think it would have worked better. But yeah, jet mode, it's got some issues. Okay, so anyway, now we're gonna go ahead and transform him into his alt mode. So what we'll do, if you have these pegged in, we'll go ahead and disconnect them just like that, and then we'll bring the tail down behind him just like this. We're just going to have the tail down behind him, out of the way, and then we're going to flip this section up out of the way just like that. Then what we'll do is we'll turn him around, so he should look like this. We'll go ahead and bring his arms up, just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click that down, and there's a hinge right here. Go ahead and click this straight, and click that yellow piece down just like that. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the thruster back where it was, flip out his foot, and then flip out his heel, just like that. So there we have Scorponok's foot ready to go. And this will actually click into place. It can be kind of tough, but it is a very solid connection once it's done. So we'll go ahead and fold back the heel, bend at the knee, click his kneecap down, move the thruster back into place, fold up his foot, and then fold out his heel, just like that. All right, so far, we've got that. Give me 1 second. I got to move the camera up, guys. All right, so there we have most of Scorponok transformed and ready to go. Now, in regards to his shoulders, you can either have it where his shoulders are like this, with just like if you're turning into his jet mode. The other Scorponok figure that I actually have on my display, I actually have his shoulders like this. But this one, this joint is kind of worn down, so it doesn't really work the greatest. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's entirely up to you how you want to have it. So we'll go ahead and just fold that out, and we'll just pop that up just like that. And then we'll go ahead and flip out his arms just like that to give him his claws. Give him his claws just like that. And then right here, where the cockpit for the Scorpion mode would be, there's a plate right here. Just go ahead and fold this down, flip that out just like that, and then flip this up, which will reveal Scorponok's head. And there we have Scorponok. And then he actually, his visor will actually go up and down, which I think is kind of a neat feature. But anyway, guys, I know that was kind of sloppy, and I'm very sorry, but there is the 2004 Transformers Energon Scorponok in all of his lopsided glory, in my opinion. I think that his body mass is very disproportionate to how I think he should have looked, but overall, this design, I gotta give at least a 7 out of 10. I think they did a pretty good job. I did think it was interesting that in the Transformers Energon series, they revealed that Scorponok is actually a Terrorcon. And that wasn't until much later in the series. But what I think is interesting is that when he was first reactivated, whatever you want to call it, he was placed in charge of the Terracon army, and then he had Demolisher and Cyclonus, he had Tidal Wave and Cyclonus under his command, and for a brief time, he actually had control of Megatron's sword in that series. But then when Alpha Q figured out that Megatron was absorbing the energon that they were giving to Unicron, because you have to understand that at this point, Megatron was still sealed inside Unicron's body after his final fight with Optimus at the end of the Armada series. And the Alpha Q told Scorponok that he needed to get rid of Megatron. Well, he attempted to, and at first it seemed like he was successful, but then it was revealed that Megatron was already waking up, and when Scorponok tried to take on Megatron just absolutely wrecked him. Like he was absolutely nothing. And then what he did was he actually made Scorponok a Decepticon by branding him with the Decepticon insignia. And for a while, Scorponok was loyal to Megatron, and then he was kind of torn between whether he should work for Megatron or whether he should work against Megatron. Ultimately, Megatron completely brainwashed him to the point where he had absolutely no idea who his friends were, who his enemies were. He was just entirely loyal to Megatron. Ultimately, I think Scorponok was just kind of back and forth, but he's a good character. I think that he was one of the strongest characters in the series. But anyway, guys, I apologize for rambling. That's the 2004 Transformers Energon Scorponok with his Scorpion mode, his Jet mode, and his Alt mode. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below, even hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and I will see what I can do to help you out in the future. Until then, bye.